straight up design, everything's in front end. They become like whopping par fours.
Appears to be fairly thick over there. Just what you want in the right position. Second from an excellent lie. Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is going.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Here. Headed for the bunker? Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron, that's right, a 3-iron, on a short bunker shot from a green side bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sand wedge. Amazing. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Beautiful touch. Nice putt. This would give him the par. And he makes it. Depending on the wind, the tee shot to this elevated green ranges from a 4 to 6 iron for most players. The green is 38 yards deep and the back portion is blind to players on the tee. A large oak tree protects the right side of the green, and the front portion is pinched by a pair of deep greenside bunkers. Side hill putts often have 4 to 5 feet of break, and putts from above the hole are surprisingly quick. This is a good-looking shot. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
And setting up here in the rough. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Now, as they say, 300-yard drive, one shot. Miss a short one, also one shot.
And that's painful. Well, no problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Mahan has this to win the hole. He wins the hole. He'll take par and move on. Now at the downhill par 4 12th and looking at only 391 yards. Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Well, this one is offline just a bit. Look out. And that one is going to end up in the rough. He's going to have to find something, Frank, other than the rough.
Yeah, he's hitting it right and he's hitting it left, but when you've got to go out of both barrels, the game becomes hard.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Frank, this ball's in the rough. You like to hinge just a little bit quicker on the takeaway when the ball is down like this?
No, when it's down, you've just got to make sure that you wind up almost like you're hitting a tee shot. This is not one to be dallied with. You've got to hit it powerfully, and you really have to focus on that club getting through the grass, past the ball, and out the other side.
There's a birdie try now for Hunter Mahan. With a good read, might have been able to make it from that distance, but not to be. If he makes it, he wins the hole. And that gives him the hole. There you have it. Well done. Great. Now down on the tee here at the 13th. This one stretched out just a little bit more, 476 yards in a par 4.
And now you're playing straight up the hill away from East Lake, so you can tack another 30 or 40 yards onto this hole. 2 bunkers down the left. There's only a player or two in the field that could actually fly that second one. So it will play as a dogleg left. And also that second shot, you're going to have to add at least another club or two for that uphill going into this green.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
He'll need to be strong with this.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. So, third shot now for Rory McIlroy. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. So at this short par 4 13th, they'd love to walk away with a birdie here. Let's see what they do on this approach shot. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey. Drop shot here at the 13th. It's a pretty big putt right here to win the hole. That's good work out of Hunter Mahan. He wins the hole. Has his par. At the 14th now, 442-yard par 4 goes downhill a bit.
Yeah, you have to hit the ball down the left side of the fairway, Rich, because everything slopes to the rough on the right. Ball hangs up on the left side. There is a lone tree in the rough there that often comes into play. Green slopes away from the players to the left, and those two bunkers, the reason why they're pinched in, well, when you're in the rough, you'll find out why they're there.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway.
Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
And it looks like Rory McIlroy finds stick in the follow-through. Frank, downhill shot here. Will he have to take it just a little bit easier?
Yeah, be careful with the ball position as well. If you play the ball too far forward and try and scoop it, it's not going to work.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good looking birdie. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
See if Hunter Mahan can make a birdie. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
He can win the hole on this putt. Ooh, good effort right there. Almost made it. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. He has this attempt for par. Did the job right there. Now we're at the par 5 15th, and it's only 525 yards, so obviously a great chance to make a birdie, maybe even an eagle. But if you stray off the tee, you could walk away with 6. Playing it point to point, fairway off the tee. Fairway on the second shot, and now a really good angle to attack. Okay, the second shot now at this par 5.
Second shot.
A little shaky behind the wheel today, Frank.
Oh, shaky. Maybe put both hands on it.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Now the third shot for Hunter Mahan. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. In the hole for a birdie. Good ball striker Hunter Mahan can get streaky on the greens. Let's see how he does with this putt. Moving on to number 16 now, 481-yard par 4.
Another one that's downhill with the fairway sloping from left to right. Series of bunkers down the left side. It's not the end of the world, actually, if you go on those ones down the left. Every now and again, you'll see someone try and hit a driver and try and take them all out of play. Is that you?
Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
And it is not looking like a good lie.
Well, from in trouble, Rich, at least he's back in play.
On the fairway from the rough. Frank, what's the play here on the 16th?
Downhill second shot, perhaps take one club less. And also just let the ball release on this green.
Hunter Mahan for par. Like Ben Crenshaw right there, just so smooth.
They've played before.
In for par. Now the 17th hole here at East Lake, 455 yards, made famous a few years back by Bill Haas, who splashed one out of the water left of the green on his way to winning the FedEx Cup Championship.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Uh-oh, this one's going left, Frank. Frankie's managed to hit it in the rough yet again.
Yeah, this is hard to imagine. You know, the fairways aren't that narrow today.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank, this one is right and is wrong. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Frank, this ball's in the rough. Anything you change in your technique when a ball's sitting down a little bit?
Yeah, you put the ball back a little bit further in your stance because you're going to get a bit of grass between the ball and the club face. So you have to allow for that and keep that club moving. That grass is going to be that grass is going to create a certain amount of resistance.
Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Wow, Frank, he did well just to get it on the green from that lie.
I didn't think that was doable.
Let's see what the dominant #1 player can do. Rory McIlroy now on the approach shot.
It's that sneaky distance.
Routine stuff for Rory. That's a par. Has this one for par. The 18th hole here at East Lake is a par 3, 235 yards to the green.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Might be. Could be. Oh, do that. What a putt. Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll.
This is the second par 5 to have been shortened to play as a par 4, and this hole requires that the tee shot be long and to the left side of the fairway. That allows players to see the putting surface. The second shot will likely be a mid to long iron into a pretty large green, and that green slopes severely from back right to front left, making lag putting from the back a real challenge. So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Yeah, it was a little over-ambitious.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Boy, I'm reminded of what an old caddy used to say about the great Lanny Watkins when he was on fire. You can't hide the flagstick from that man. He'll need to be strong with this. It's a pretty big putt right here to win the hole. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
This is a par putt for Hunter Mahan. That is a solid par putt right there. Did the job right there. Depending on the wind, the tee shot to this elevated green ranges from a 4 to 6 iron for most players. The green is 38 yards deep, and the back portion is blind to players on the tee. A large oak tree protects the right side of the green, and the front portion is pinched by a pair of deep greenside bunkers. Side hill putts often have 4 to 5 feet of break, and putts from above the hole are surprisingly quick. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear the greenside bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options, and you don't have to hit the ball first.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. If he makes it, he wins the hole. Ooh, so close. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Finally in for a double bogey. He has to make this for a double bogey. Well, double par here. Time to pick up and move on.